Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. This is the sixth part of the Kotlin Flow playlist. In this video, I'm going to show you a problem that we face when we are using the cold flow. And I'm going to show you how to convert the cold flow to hot flow using shareIn and stateIn, shared flow and state flow to avoid that problem. If you are ready, stay tuned and watch till the end of the video to be familiar with this topic. Let's get started. Here I have a flow of numbers between 1 to 5 every 1 second. And here in the main activity, I've called this view model based on this instance. And I've called the flow and collected the emitted number, and we are going to display it in this tag. Let's check it as a review of the previous video. We have a tag inside our view model emitting, and for each tag of emitting we have one emitted value, so everything is equal here. And this is the thing that we want in this case. But if I have two functions that are calling this flow, for example, if we assume that it's a network call, and in our application we have two different parts that are calling the same network call, we have this situation. First of all, in this block, in this lifecycle block, if I call it like this, this process will start, and when it's finished, this one will start, and I don't want this. So I'm going to write a launch here, a launch, and let's take this inside this launch, and here the second one in the second launch. Now both of them simultaneously will execute. Let's check it now. Let's check, let's add some numbers here, number 1 and number 2 here, and let's start checking it again. Okay, everything, and value 1 and the number 1, everything, value 2 and the number 2. And as you can see, we have the same numbers, but 10 times of emitting are here. So that means we went twice for each number to this block to receive the same number. So one of them is extra. If we can use a way to avoid this, it will be better, and the pressure on the CPU and on the RAM will be half. So we can call this block only once and share it between these two blocks that are calling this process. We can call them subscribers. We are sharing the received data, the emitted values, between these two subscribers that are asking for that. So in this case, we are going to use hot flow instead of the cold flow. shareIn, shared flow, and the stateIn, that means state flow. Okay, it has 3 parameters. Let's start from the beginning. First of all, we need a scope. It says the coroutine scope in which sharing is started. So it will start in the view model scope as I wrote here. And as long as this view model is active, this shared data will remain active. The next parameter is a start. The strategy that controls when sharing is started and stopped. If we check the documentation of the shareIn, we can see here we have three types: eagerly, lazily, and while subscribe. For the first one, the upstream flow is started even before the first subscriber appears, and will be immediately discarded. Okay. In the lazily, starts the upstream flow after the first subscriber appears, and the upstream flow continues to be active even when all subscribers disappear. And in the last one, starts the upstream flow when the first subscriber appears and immediately stops when the last subscriber disappears. So in this case, I'm going to use this one. And the reply is the number of values replied to the new subscriber. Let's check it. Okay, now you can see we are once going to this block and receiving two values. For each value, only once we are going to the block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we went to this block here, and we got the numbers that we wanted. So technically, once we had this network call, and we shared the received data between these two subscribers. That's why we are using the hot flow instead of the cold flow. Now let's go further. Let's add set content here, and let's have a text. The collected value and font size 32.sp. Okay, let's see it on the emulator, and let's increase this number a bit. Now let's check it. You can see that we have the numbers on the screen, but when I'm rotating the screen, the value resets and it's unwanted because we are using view model. And if you saw my view model video, I told you when we are using the view model, we want to detach the UI from the backend, from the data layer. So if still the data layer affecting on the UI is unwanted, we need to use a way to avoid this. In the cases like screen rotating and changing from dark mode to light mode, it will happen and it's unwanted. But when we are going from one activity to another activity, it's normal to have such thing, because the first activity should be destroyed to decrease the pressure on the CPU and the value of the RAM that we are using. But in small changes like screen rotate, it's not normal. Here in the view model, we are using this while subscribe, and in the documentation we saw that immediately stops when the last subscriber disappears. But here we can give a number as the stop timeout per milliseconds. So we are telling this block that stay after the last subscriber disappeared for 5 seconds, and if a new subscriber appeared, continue the process. If it didn't happen, stop and abort the whole process. Let's check it. Okay, we have the numbers on the screen. I'm rotating the screen and you can see that there is no reset. And after 11, 12, 13, 14. So we solved the problem simply. That was the first part about the sharing. And if you like the video till now, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content. And let's continue with stateIn. In the stateIn, we don't need this reply because the reply is 1 by default when we are using the stateIn. And here we need initial value. We can give it 0, 1, any number that you want. And the rest will remain the same. And you can read the documentation by yourself, and we have here some examples as well. I encourage you to do this. Okay, the emulator shows the numbers, rotating it, and there is no reset. And here in the logcat, we can see for each emitting we have 2 values, and this is the thing that we want. And here in the beginning we have this collected value 1 equal to 0, and for the second one as well equals to 0, and that's this initial value. So if we change it to any other number, here we can see this number before starting the main process here. So yeah, that was whatever I wanted to tell you about this topic. Okay guys, that was everything I wanted to tell you about this video. Please hit the subscribe button right now and give me a thumbs up for this video. And if you want to help me financially, you can buy me a coffee through the link in the description below. Have a good time, happy coding, see you.